Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the spring semester. My name is Rick Epps, and I'm the professor for political science. Welcome to American government. Um, there's a lot going on this semester. I know we've had a whole year of trying to adapt to COVID and the new reality of our lives. I hope your families have been safe. I hope you're healthy and well. Uh, but I don't know anyone whose life hasn't been impacted by this event of the last year, this pandemic. So I hope you're well. I hope you're ready to get going. Uh, this intro video is just basically to say hello and just to tell you a little bit about the class, and then I'll let you jump into it. First of all, it's really important that you follow and read the directions. So when you're going into the Canvas course, please make sure that you follow the directions. You have to go through all the orientation stuff before you can get to the assignments, okay? A lot of times what happens, I see students will jump in and want to get to the assignments and skip everything. Yeah, I don't let you do that. You have to at least go through it. And in that, there are lots of good tidbits of information that will help you be able to navigate and do well in the class. Um, a couple things about my class that you'll find immediately to be the case. One is that there's, my philosophy has always been one of quality over quantity. So while there are certain things you have to do in my class, I really firmly believe that I'm looking for basically, I want to know what you think and what you think about the issues that you'll be looking at and reading about and watching throughout the semester. And that's really the point of departure. And what I'm looking for you to do through that is to be able to clearly state to me how or why you feel a certain way about a certain issue. And sometimes that's one of the toughest things you can do is ask somebody how they feel or what they think. So in the context of American government and basically how we got to be where we are today, how we got to all the tumultuous politics and social uprisings that we've had over the last year, the social justice and equity, civil rights, where do those things come from? What has driven people, whether they be from from different ethnic classes or whether they be from gender or sexual orientation, what has driven people to stand up for themselves and have to fight in a country that promotes itself on democracy and equality? Even for people who don't necessarily look like us or think like us or in those situations. And so we're going to look at all this, and I'm one of those people who firmly believes in smacking stuff straight in the mouth. So I don't shy away from any conversation. We'll be talking about racism, sexism, all of it, because I really believe that the only way to eradicate ignorance is to confront truth. And a lot of times what we have allowed to happen is for our history to be dictated to us by those who want to control the narrative of how we think about who we are in society. So a lot of the class is built around that. I have lots of interesting videos that I'm sure you'll be watching, you'll be commenting on along this class. And as you know, this class is asynchronous, which basically means that we don't have a set time or meeting time at all in this class. I do check in every week, and I do use Pronto. So make sure you get Pronto for your phone or for your laptop. And I check it all the time, even when I'm not in office hours. I always tend to answer questions, even on my weekends if I'm free or available, because it's on my phone, so I can quickly sort of answer questions. But one of the things I love even more than that is when students help each other. And a lot of times I'll have students that'll ask questions about the book or ask about something else, and they're confused, and then students will start helping one another. I saw this happen in the fall semester, and students were so good about helping one another. So a lot of times, by the time I clicked in to see what was going on, people had already been helping one another. You'll find that once semester starts in Pronto, I'll send out a link saying, hey, there's a place in there called Rick's Hangout. And Rick's Hangout is basically my spot to do like open office hours. So if you want to drop in and get to know other students, talk about all kinds of stuff. We talk politics, but we also talk about personal, like our lives and just general stuff. The real personal stuff, yeah, not so much. I would say if you have anything you want to talk about privately with me, then you can either email me or direct message me through Pronto, and then I'll get with you privately. Give me your phone number or whatever. We can chat in lots of different ways. But I would say when you're in Pronto or when we're having talks, don't put your personal stuff out there, and keep that private to to myself if I'm the person you're trying to reach out to, okay? But general information stuff, don't hesitate to put publicly, and then that way we can all talk about it. I would always tell you also be respectful to your other classmates, no matter how different the opinions may be, because we're all here to learn. And so, I don't want to be in a position where I have to, get it stopped and deal with an issue with somebody being either bullying or, being disrespectful. So let's always be respectful of people who might see the world differently than we do. It's not always easy to do, not even for me, but we have to try and challenge ourselves to try and help educate ourselves, but also educate others. I think by the time you get to this class, my hope is that you will become a conscious citizen. You'll understand why it's important to vote, what happens when you don't vote. You'll know who your representatives are, why it's important to know who they are. I tend to offer a couple different extra credit things through the semester. One of the things that I'll be offering will be just basically a very simple thing, that you'll have to know and articulate who your representatives are in California. Who are your 2 state senators? Who is your House of Reps person? And if you don't know who they are, I'm going to challenge you to learn who they are. And then not only learn who they are, but also know what they stand for. What are their primary issues that they have been fighting for? See, because most people don't even know that the people who impact them every day, they have no knowledge of who these people are. And so I tell students all the time, I'm like, well, they could be writing legislation saying all students take a hike, and you just keep reelecting them because you don't even know who they are. So it's more than just about the president. It's also about the people who represent us. And so we have to make sure that the people who represent us are clearly representing our interests. And hopefully those interests are in the betterment of all people. Because one thing I will always tell you is this: it's not just about you. So when you talk about collectively trying to satisfy the needs of 330 million people, give or take, it's not an easy task. And most people want what they want. But it's, as I said, because it's not just about you, we have to figure out how to satisfy the needs of all people. And that's what we will try to help understand that issue in this class. But I'm excited about the class. I'm looking forward to engaging with you, looking forward to next week when we get started, and enjoying this beautiful weather out here right now. And you all be well. And the first couple of weeks, I will tell you, I start off really slow. So don't panic, because I really want you to get your feet wet. Just kind of check out the class, do the orientations, and then we'll really get moving. By week 3, we'll really get moving quickly. But certainly early on, I just want to get people in the door and get people situated. And that way we don't have to sort of stop and start. You'll be able to look ahead and see what's going on. But I really want people to stay within the class, especially with the discussions, because if people start to get too far ahead and then people aren't responding to them and things like that, it gets to be a problem. So the 2 primary things in class, we have quizzes that are based on the chapter readings, and then we also have our discussions. And the discussions are the biggest part of your grade. So I usually start off kind of easy, where in terms of I just, if you're not strong at responding early on, I just kind of I'll critique you, let you know. But by week 3 or by week 2 or 3 or 4, I'm like expecting each week for you to get better. So by the time you get to about week 5 or 6, I expect for you to be giving me a nice solid paragraph or 2 of information regarding the questions or the answers that you'll be responding to in the discussions. So I'm a straightforward kind of person. I like to keep it simple. I don't babysit grown people. So, I will tell you that you earn the grades you get, and the responsibility will be on you. I'm here to help. I will tell you that I'm also big about communicating. So if something's going on with you, don't tell me after the fact. Tell me ahead or when it's happening so I can help deal with it. I dislike being blindsided at the end about stuff when people are struggling and they haven't said anything until the last minute when I really can't help. Okay, so I'm down to help. I'm all about my students, and if you talk to my other students, prior students, they will tell you Professor Epps is always about trying to help his students. So if you need help, I'm here. And, I just want to see you do well. That's really my bottom line. And to walk away and having some understanding about what politics in America is and also what it isn't. One of the things, and I'll end with this, as I was watching all the protests and all the ugly things that happened at the state capitol, I'm assuming not the state capitol, but at the capital of our country, and all these people were all up in arms saying, this isn't us, this isn't us. And I was laughing, thinking, and not really laughing, but thinking in a very sort of serious sort of way, like, No, this is exactly us. This is exactly who we are. And you may not like the ugliness of that, but the only way to confront change is if you have the courage to confront the ugliness about where you are. And then we can start to heal and move forward from there. But if we're afraid to confront the ugly truth, then we don't even know where the first fight is. So I'm encouraged, I'm excited about helping you engage and understand that in a broader context. Uh, and hopefully you'll grow from this. I know these are classes, most of you are not majors. Hopefully you'll take something from it that'll be important for you for the rest of your life. And that is the idea of voting and voting consciously. Not about taking crazy media or misinformation, but basing it on truth, basing on the facts of what's really going on. And I look forward to seeing you soon. I will see you next week, and you guys have an awesome day, all right? Take care. Bye.